Pacers wreck Delhi is exactly what it was yesterday. I mean, at one point it was a football score, and at one point it seemed impossible. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, is exactly why you're here at Wake Up Cricket powered by Pavilion Picks. Even if you do know what I'm talking about, there's a lot happened in the world of cricket that you might not know, and this is the place to be. Like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what? Let's get into it.
Well, yes, let's dive right into it. Bhuvneshwar Kumar Hazlewood ripped through DC as RCB registered dominant win. Royal Challengers Bengaluru delivered a complete performance as a pace duo of Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Josh Hazlewood dismantled Delhi Capitals in a one-sided contest. Bhuvneshwar and Hazlewood combined to tear through the top order in the power play, reducing Delhi to a historic low, including a collapse of 13 for 6, the lowest power play score in IPL history. Both bowlers struck early and repeatedly, picking up 3 wickets each to leave DC in complete disarray. While Bhuvneshwar Kumar relied on swing and pinpoint accuracy to trouble batters up front, Hazelwood complemented him with hard lengths and bounce, forcing errors and extracting steep assistance of the pitch. Delhi Capitals never recovered from the early blows and were bundled out for a paltry total, effectively ending the contest within first 6 overs. The clinical bowling effort set up an easy chase for RCB, which was eventually sealed in style by Virat Kohli, capping off one of the most dominant wins of the season.
Yeah, if you saw the match, you started off with the first, I think the second delivery of the innings of the match with Bhuvneshwar Kumar bowling that in swinging Yorker and reminiscing the old Bhuvneshwar Kumar, right? When he debuted back all the way back in 2012. And then you would think that things would go back to normal, the batters would continue to dominate, except it wasn't so. And I'm going to read out the score line, right? It was 0 for 1, 2 for 2, 2 for 3, 7 for 4, 7 for 5, 8 for 6. And it was 8 for 6 at one point, which is, even to say it, it feels unnatural. And then it was 43 for 7, 62 for 8, 71 for 9, and 75 all out, with Abhishek Porel scoring 30 of 33. You know what? 30 of 33, you would take that any day of the week with the amount of runs the other batter scored around him. But yeah, it was such a dominant match between sorry it was such a dominant play for the RCB, with the way Josh Hazelwood and Bhuvneshwar Kumar went about their things. They are essentially different, very different bowlers when you think about it, because Bhuvneshwar Kumar is
Yeah.
someone who would like to pitch the ball full, swings the ball both ways, doesn't really seam the ball all that much. Josh Hazelwood, on the other hand, is almost the exact opposite. Hits the good length very, very hard. He hits the pitch quite hard, seams the ball more than swings the ball, is more I would want to say is a little more consistent in terms of line and length, and he has almost changed the way, not changed the way, yeah, but changed the way you would see a new ball bowler in the T20 format, because he does what he does in the test matches in the T20 format, just stays consistent, hits that hard line and length, and he gets those wickets away. I think Bhuvaneshwar Kumar and Josh Hazelwood, they they complement each other so very well because of the style of play, because they do things so differently. And yeah, you saw that come into effect so greatly yesterday.
Indeed. And now moving on to the next story because we're also bringing you some international cricket. Worldwide stars as South Africa sealed 4-1 series win over India. South Africa women's cricket team beat Indian women's cricket team by 23 runs in the final T20I to clinch the series 4-1, wrapping up their preparations for the upcoming T20 World Cup in dominant fashion. Led by a superb unbeaten 92 from captain Laura Bulbert, South Africa posted 155 for 6 after choosing to bat first. Volva finished as the leading run scorer of the series with a record 330 runs, underlining her exceptional form. India's bowlers, including Renuka Singh and Sri Charani, kept South Africa in check through the middle overs, but the total proved competitive. In response, India struggled to build partnerships and were restricted to 132 for 8. Bharti Fulmali top scored with 40, but the chase never gained momentum as South Africa's bowlers maintained control. South Africa's disciplined bowling effort, supported by key contributions from spinners and seamers alike, ensured a comfortable win to close out the series. While South Africa head into the World Cup with confidence, India will need to address concerns around their middle order and power play bowling ahead of the tournament.
They will surely have to, but Laura Woolward in this series single-handedly beat India to score 330 runs. To give you a little perspective, she's the only batter in the series to score more than 200 runs, and she scored 100 more than that. And then she's the only batter to have an average of more than 50 and to strike at more than 160. And this is not a combination thing. She's the only batter in the series to average more than 50. Period. And to have a striker of more than 160 to at least to for a batter to at least have scored 50 runs, and that is saying something. A strike rate of more than 50 with a strike, sorry, an average of more than 50 with a strike rate of 168 is insane in any, of course, in any format. In the shortest format, you would want that. But yeah, she single handedly beat India and she scored 350s and 100 across 5 games, which means there was only one game where the Indian team were able to get her out in less than 50 runs, which is again insane when you think about it. But yes, coming back to the problems that the Indian team have, yeah, they have quite a bit of problems. The top three doesn't perform together at all. They haven't performed together in the 5 matches. The middle order hasn't scored a lot of runs. In fact, I think they averaged less than 15 across. At least in the first 3 games, they averaged less than 15. The other 2 games, you could hope that the average increase. You have Harmanpreet Kaur as the highest scorer for the
Yeah.
Indian, but you would want Richa Ghosh to be more consistent. You want Jemmy at number three to be able to score more runs, to be more consistent in the T20 format. You won't want your number four, number five, number six to contribute a lot more. So that's Bharati Fulmani, Harmanpreet Kaur, and Richa Ghosh, a combination of them. And then, yeah, your bowling is at this point all over the place. Apart from Deepti Sharma's five in the four test match, in the four T20, yeah, there were no real positives for the Indian team with the bowling lineup. We tried almost every single combination with three spinners, with three fast bowlers and two spinners, and three spinners and two fast bowlers. We tried everything. And trust me, nothing has worked as of yet. We do have a series against England before the T20 World Cup. So yeah, you would only hope that the Indian team has learned and we only improve in England.
Absolutely. And Laura Woolworth seems to have absorbed every lesson that has been coming her way. In fact, scored back to back half centuries, three consecutive half centuries. And
Yep.
that was a part of the run of five consecutive half century across internationals. And we saw her exploits in the World Cup, including the semis and the finals. So she's been a phenomenal run of form. And Indian team has a lot of questions that they would have to ponder over. Moving on, Mumbai Indians signed Keshav Maharaj as Santner ruled out of IPL 2026. Mumbai Indians have signed Keshav Maharaj as a replacement for Mitchell Santner, who's been ruled out of the remainder of IPL 2026 with a shoulder injury. Santner sustained the injury while attempting a catch near the boundary during Mumbai's clash against Chennai Super Kings at the Wankhede Stadium. He was later seen with an ice pack on his shoulder and did not take further part in the game. Maharaj, a seasoned left arm spinner with 54 T20 appearances for South Africa, brings a significant experience despite limited IPL exposure. Having previously featured for Rajasthan Royals, he has also played across multiple T20 leagues globally, including the CPL, BPL, and SA20. In the latest SA20 season, Maharashtra captained Pretoria Capitals to the finals and picked up 12 wickets. Overall, he has won 91 wickets in 208 T20 matches at an economy of 7.12. He joins an MI spin attack that includes AM Ghazanfar, Mayank Markande, Raghu Sharma, and all rounder Will Jacks. Mumbai Indians have had a difficult season so far with just 2 wins from 7 matches and currently sit ninth on the points table ahead of their next fixture against Sunrisers Hyderabad.
Keshav Maharaj is such an interesting pick because he and Mitchell Sadner, if you look at them, they're very orthodox spinners, and you hardly see orthodox spinners going around. And Sadner and Keshav Maharaj are exactly that. But Keshav Maharaj's numbers, the T20 numbers, when you look at them, they are quite impressive. Even in the latest SA T20, across 12 matches, he picked up 12 wickets with an economy of 6.5. A spinner at this age going at an economy of less than 7, you're taking them with both your hands. It almost shocks me every season when he either gets picked when he either doesn't get picked by any team or does get picked and doesn't get game time. I don't think he's looked at in the IPL as someone lethal, and it's quite unfortunate because he is a very underrated T20 bowler. Even in the T20 World Cup, he was bowling quite well. He got a lot of wickets. I don't know his numbers, so I'm sorry about that, but he is a very impressive spinner. And when you look at Mitchell Santner over the years, I feel like people have come to realize that Mitchell Santner himself is a good spinner in the T20
Yeah.
format. Again, very orthodox, does the exact same thing time and again, only varies his pace and varies his pace and line and length, and even uses the width of the crease quite well. And for spinners to be able to do that, especially orthodox spinners, it's quite impressive. They're very much in line with someone like a Ravindra Jadeja. They don't have a lot of variation. I would beg to differ with Keshav Maharaj. He does have, I think, couple more variations than someone like a Jadeja or a Sadner, but they're very orthodox in the sense that they do the same thing again and again. There's no mystery about them. But yeah, hopefully Keshav Maharaj does get a couple of games in the IPL. I mean, anyways, Mumbai Indians are going through a bad run. Might as well make Keshav Maharaj play, and yeah, you might just see him being impressive and yeah, might be in the next IPL from game one.
And any which way, with the women's T20I series having wrapped up, remind you, he was also, at least for the first three games, was with
Yep.
the women's T20I team, helping them prepare against India, and the spinners did fairly well. Matthew George, welcome back. How about the others? Where are they? Ashwin, where are your boys? Nonetheless, Mohsin Khan's 5-4 goes in vain as KKR clinch super over thriller. Mohsin Khan delivered a standout performance with the first 5 wicket haul of IPL 2026, but it wasn't enough as Kolkata Knight Riders defeated Lucknow Super Giants in a dramatic super over finish. The left arm pacer was exceptional throughout his spell, finishing with the figures of 23 for 5 and reducing KKR to 73 for 6 at one stage and 5 for, in fact, 5 for 23. His disciplined lens and aggressive approach drew praise from former internationals Carlos Brathwaite and others, who highlighted his ability to be boring with consistency and execution. Mohsin struck early with a wicket maiden and added another in the power play and continued to chip away through the middle overs, including a key wicket of Cameron Green. His spell appeared to have set up the game for LSG before it eventually slipped into a super over. Despite Mohsin's brilliance, LSG were unable to close out the match, with KKR holding their nerve in the decider to seal victory. Former India cricketer Sanjay Bangar also praised Mohsin's skill set, noting his rare left arm pace, bounce, and ability to hit hard lengths, suggesting he could be one to watch out for the national selection if he maintains fitness. LSG now head into a short break before their next fixture against Mumbai Indians.
Now I know this match didn't happen yesterday, and it was something that happened a couple of days ago. But I just thought this was important to talk about because it's important to talk about someone like a Mohsin Khan. He didn't play the Syed Mustaq Ali, didn't feature at all for Uttar Pradesh. Yet he's in the IPL making headlines, and that is something that a lot of players actually do. But it's also because he was injured for quite a bit, and now that he's back, he's bowling quite well. I feel like there are a lot of fast bowlers that just disappear after doing well in the IPL, and hopefully Mohsin Khan isn't one of them. Because again, when you look at his T20 numbers, because he hasn't played T20Is. When you look at his T20 numbers, they're again very impressive across more than 60 matches in the T20 format. He has an economy of 7.5. Now, as a fast bowler, again, you would take an economy of 7.5 if he's able to take those wickets. And in this IPL, he's been impressive with his pace, with his consistency. Like Carlos Brathwaite said, he's very boring in terms of he's very consistent, and you don't expect that in the T20 format. You don't expect that from fast bowlers in the T20 format, also because it could be detrimental sometimes. But he is very consistent, which means he can be consistent. Now, these are attributes and skill sets to hold on to, right? Because there are fast bowlers who are good, but they're not consistent, and you don't realize it because in the T20 format, like I said, you don't necessarily have to be consistent. But when you look at someone like a Josh Hazlewood, when you look at someone like a Mohsin Khan, you're impressed because the consistency works. Like, they are consistent enough to make sure that they get those wickets, they contain runs, and it's because of the consistency they are able to do well in the T20 format. And so you're just automatically more impressed, which also means he is someone who could also be used in the red ball format, hopefully, and that's only if he plays more red ball matches and doesn't get injured.
Absolutely, that being the key, him not getting injured, because since the time he announced himself in the IPL in 2022 season, where his economy was under 6, he picked up a lot of wickets up front more so. He's been a player to watch out for, and with his height, the left arm angle, and the amount of bounce that he's able to generate, he does bring in that X factor, which you wouldn't see a whole lot of Indian pacers bring, the two things, both left arm angle and the bounce. But nonetheless, he's had injury struggles, missed seasons, and games in between. Moving on, Hridoy leads record chase as Bangladesh stunned New Zealand in T20I opener. Bangladesh national cricket team pulled off a record chase of 183 to beat New Zealand by 6 wickets in the first T20I in Chattogram. Tauhid Hridoy starred with an unbeaten 51 of 27 balls, anchoring the chase after early setbacks and guiding Bangladesh home with 12 balls to spare. He was well supported by Shamim Hussain, who smashed 31 unbeaten of just 13 deliveries, and Parvez Hussain, who provided crucial momentum in the middle overs. Earlier, New Zealand posted 182 for 6, powered by twin half centuries from Dane Cliver and Clark, while standard captain Nick Kelly added a quick fire 39 late in the innings. Bangladesh's chase initially struggled in the power play, but a counter attacking partnership between Hridoy and Parvez turned the game around before Shamim's late blitz sealed the result. With this win, Bangladesh registered their highest successful T20I chase at home, setting the tone for the rest of the series.
Then Bangladesh struggling in the power play is a bit far fetched, and I think I wrote that, and I myself disagree with it because the first wicket that fell for Bangladesh in the power play was when they were 41 for one in 5.3 overs while chasing 150 odd runs. Sorry, 180 odd runs.
Maybe
That's
by
not a struggle.
IPL yardsticks.
Yeah, fair. Compared to IPL, sure, but international T20 cricket, I mean, you see the scoreline as it is. You saw the T20 World Cup. You saw the T20 World Cup and how low scoring it was. So, yes, having 41 for 1 in 5.3 overs while chasing a target of 180 odd, that's the kind of start you would want. And when you look at the team, or when you look at how the match played out yesterday, you would realize at no point were Bangladesh really in trouble. It almost seemed like, right, so New Zealand did score 180, and the Bangladesh batters were mature enough to get those runs. Now, a lot of people might even argue and say that it's not the New Zealand A team and it's not this and it's not that, and most of the players are away and all of that. Doesn't matter, does it? When the SAT20 started and South Africa were going to play test matches, they sent a B team to New
Hmm.
Zealand and they played a whole test series. Sure, it wasn't the most ideal situation to have the series play out, but New Zealand still beat South Africa the way they did. In the end, one country beat another regardless of which players are playing, and that's what matters. And the fact that Bangladesh could chase this down against New Zealand, that's what they would take the heart to. That's what they would hold on to. The fact that they were very clinical with their batting. Everyone contributed with some runs, and I can even read not read the score lines, but from the top batter to the last batter, Shamim Hussain, who stayed not out, the scores were 17, 20, 21, 51, 28, 31. Right? So it was a complete team performance with the bat to be able to contribute in some form with the bat. It was great. And that's what Bangladesh would hope that they do more of, not just with the New Zealand team, with every other team that possible out there. With the ODI World Cup coming up next year, all of these matches are very, very important for them.
Now, the day following the performance where RCB bundled out the opponent for 75, we are still talking about 49 all out
Yep.
because that probably is not going to leave RCB anytime soon. What is the context? What more is there to it, Ashwin?
Yeah, even nature doesn't want to break the record of 49. Now, honestly, I thought yesterday would be the day. I genuinely thought yesterday would be the day where there's another team that gets all out for less than 49. And I thought it was so poetic that it was going to be RCB doing it to an opposition and they would have the last laugh. And a lot of people, including myself, who make fun of the team sometimes, well, it would be to us, right? It'll be like karma to us. Except, well, it didn't happen, did it? And so we continue to make fun of the team. To have a team more than 5 wicket down for less than 10 runs, yet you can't possibly make them all out for less than 49. Imagine the state of that RCB team that did get all out for 49. That was insane. I remember watching it live, and I thought that was insane. I thought it was not happening. I thought I was dreaming. And even yesterday, when I started reading the scoreline, I'm like, there's no way this is real. And
In fact,
yet,
6 wickets fell for just 8 runs.
exactly that. Yeah. You lost more than half your side in less than 10 runs. Yet, 49 all out wasn't possible. Says something about how bad the 49 all out was. But yes, that's been the news for the day.
Not
I
how good
should,
RCB were
I
yesterday.
mean, yeah, sure. I mean, RCB were good yesterday. I did say day before. Yes, I think I said yesterday morning that it would RCB will roll over the Delhi Capitals. So
But
That did
yet you
happen.
were condescending about the RCB. So
Yeah, of course, because I dislike the team very openly, is what I'll say. As much as I don't really have a favorite team because I go to care for it, I do have a team that I dislike. Well,
so
there
that
you go.
people can't troll you with the name of the team that you like. Nice, good strategy.
Yeah, true. I've always maintained that I don't like any team since 2008. And that's the 8-year-old me being a diplomat. So imagine that. Now, today's match is going to be a very interesting one. A team that's not lost a game so far, the Punjab Kings, versus a team that would hope that they carry some momentum onto the next week, and that's not the next week, the coming week, and that's the Rajasthan Royals. Hopefully, Riyan Parag, for his own sake, scores some runs because man, he needs some runs, and the Punjab Kings, for their own sake, continue with the momentum and continue getting a lot of wins. Except if I was them, I would want to lose here or there because if I continue to win a lot of games and then lose the qualifier or lose the eliminator or lose the final, then I know I'm going to think back, look back on the season and be proud of it, but then think about, well, only if we had that one loss in the season.
2023 India that has left some scars with us.
Yeah, exactly that. So, will be interesting to see how the match goes. If you don't follow the match, come back tomorrow here at 8 a.m. at Wake Up to watch Wake Up Cricket powered by Pavilion Picks. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.